I just recorded this whole video and I wasn't recording audio, so I got to redo it. Hi, welcome. I just bought this thing. I just mentioned that and I recorded all this, so we're going to go through this again. I'm going to show you guys the RV. I finally got it. It's 2020. I purchased this thing. I got an RV. It's Coleman 17B. It is the 2025 model. So this model is manufactured by Keystone. This model is the first year that this manufacturer is making it. Before, it used to be made by Dutchmen. There was a lot of complaints about the build quality of these things. I'm not feeling that. Obviously, I'll give you guys an update later on, but so far everything has seemed pretty well built with Keystone. They've done a pretty good job, and they've added a lot of things that people complained about in the previous models, so that's going to be pretty nice. But yeah, this is the outside. We'll go ahead and show you the inside first. It is solar ready. I'll show you what that means in a second. That doesn't really mean anything. It's just literally some wiring that they ran from the roof. But yeah, first thing, you have this mesh door that you can put and close so that you can get a breeze going into the inside with the door open and not get any mosquitoes and stuff getting in there. Looks small enough to block no-see-ums, I think, but we'll find out. Like I said, I've only had this for 3 days, so we'll find out everything as time progresses. Have a little step ladder you can put away. First thing you come in and see is the bed. It is a queen size bed. Pretty decent size, honestly. You could easily fit 2 or 3 people in here. You have right next to the bed a little closet, a little shelf. You have storage right under the bed. You have the AC unit. It's a 5000 BTU AC unit. Probably good enough for most climates, unless it's like really, really hot. In which case, I'll probably at some point replace this with a roof AC unit. That's going to be a lot more powerful and also probably more efficient and running on batteries. But for the time being, I have that, and that will do the job until I make more money and have money to spend on this thing. Go ahead and close this. I don't want any mosquitoes getting in here. So this is the kitchen area. You have a sink. I would show it to you, but right now my battery is dead because I left the lights on and killed the battery, so lights are not working, unfortunately. But this is the sink. This is a 2-burner propane stove top, little cubby there. You have shelves on the top. You have the 12 volt AC fridge, or 12 volt DC fridge. So this fridge runs off 12 volts, so to run off the battery without having to worry about running your inverter and all that. Microwave, pretty small. I'm probably gonna end up replacing it at some point, because this area right here, a lot of this space back here is just unused. There's a lot of storage space that I can utilize this with. And quite frankly, I don't really care for microwaving my food. I would be more than satisfied with like an air fryer to be able to warm up, and air fryers are a lot more compact, a lot smaller, so you can warm up your food in there pretty well. This is the bathroom. So on the previous models, people complain a lot that this wasn't very deep, and it looks like this is probably about at least 2 inches, maybe 3 inches deep. Camera probably doesn't translate it very well, but it used to just be 1 inch. And that was on the previous Coleman models. They complained a lot. I'm probably still going to add a little gap here just to protect it. The caulking is done pretty well, I would say. Eventually, I'll probably, as this thing rattles around, I'll probably have to redo it, which is expected. It's a very, very cheap camper. And it has a little, tiny little air vent. Yeah, that's the head, the shower head. This is on an electric heater, so the electric heater is going to only function when you're connected to shore power or a generator, or the inverter is running. And yeah, this is the toilet. Not going to be used anytime soon. I'm going to try to avoid using the toilet as much as possible because I don't want to deal with the sewage afterwards. But yeah, these are double bunks. Previous models didn't have any outlets in the bunks, so it was really annoying. People ended up having to install their own. The 2025 model seems to have fixed that. They've done a lot of the complaints people have done. Keystone has done a pretty good job at upgrading them. Has a USB-A and USB-C, USB-A and USB-C on both sides, which is pretty dope. This dinette right here is also a bed. So these legs fold, and then the table itself sits on these pegs right here, and then this sits flash. You put those cushions on top of that, and it becomes its own little bed, which is nice. You can sleep another person. And then you have drawers, storage down there, and storage back here. And yeah, so it's pretty well made. The material feels pretty sturdy. This doesn't feel like that cheap IKEA stuff. It feels like it's actually pretty heavy duty, pretty decent. It should last a decent amount of time, hopefully, knock on wood. They also added outlets everywhere. That was another complaint from the previous models. There wasn't enough outlets. You have outlet right at the entrance. You have an outlet right by the bed. You have the outlet right by the dinette. And you also have an outlet inside here. Or no, sorry, wrong drawer. Inside here, which is powering the AC. So you probably don't want to put much else on there. You could probably put like some lights or something, or a phone charger. And then another outlet up here, along with the satellite TV. Or satellite, I think it's satellite, I have no idea. I have Starlink, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, so this is the outside. I'll just show you a little bit on the outside. Get out of there, bug. This is the outside right here. So you have, you also on the inside have a propane heater. So what they did in the 2025 model is they changed it from it being propane water heater and an electric heater that would warm up the actual unit to now it's an electric water heater and propane is used to warm up the unit, which is nice because if you're ever boondocking in a cold climate, you can use the heater and warm yourself up pretty well without being connected to shore power or running your generator. It's just nice. But yeah, the actual heater is down here, so that has the heater right there, and I'll show you it on the outside as well. You also have carbon monoxide detector and natural gas and propane. You have, this is the breaker, so it has little fuses for the 12 volt, and then these are the breakers for the AC 120 volt system. And this is a, oh, you have another USB C and A right there. This is a 30 amp RV, so it does not have 240 volts. It's 120 volts, in case you didn't know that. But yeah, so this is the awning right here. I haven't been able to test it because the battery's dead, so at some point in the future I'll show you guys that. I did confirm that it's working when I went to pick it up, though. The battery was, it was connected to shore power at the time. But this is a pass-through storage, so it goes all the way through. There are some cables down there. I'll show you that. That's what the Solar Ready is referring to, which is kind of bogus, honestly. Is this closed? Yes. Out here you have a sticker, which critical plumbing, heating, fire safety, blah blah blah. Yeah, all that. Outlets, GFCI certified. This is the exhaust port for the heater, for the heater, propane heater that's on the inside. And yeah, probably going to replace this with an electric tongue jack at some point. This is the propane tank, kind of self-explanatory. That's the battery that is presently dead. I'm probably going to replace that. Not probably, I am going to replace that. I already have my own lithium batteries that I'm going to replace that with, but all in due time. Have a little lock right here so nobody can come and steal it, as well as the lock right there. That's convenient. That's the AC. Kind of this, you'll notice a lot of times when these are running, this will start leaking water. That's normal, it's supposed to. If you don't see water leaking, that means the water's going on the inside, which is problematic. That's a window. This right here is the 30 amp connection. This is your fresh water to fill your tank. This is the city water, so if you have access to city water, you don't have to fill your tank. You could just use it on demand as needed. And this is the water heater, and that's kind of what it is. Yeah, so this is an on-demand hot water heater. It's just convenient to, I personally prefer it that way, rather than having a hot water that is dependent on propane and then the heater that is electric. You'd arguably use your heater more often than you would use your hot water heater. So having the heater on propane and then the water heater, you could just run a generator real quick when you need a shower if you want hot water. If you really cannot shower with cold water, I probably would shower with cold water just fine. But yeah, Here's what they mean by it being solar ready. It's really not. I still don't know what the hell this is. I think this is the 12 volt, so this is the one that's going to be running to the roof to connect your solar panels to. And then this right here is Romex, so this is the 120 volt AC. If any of you know, please tell me, because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this, because this Romex doesn't have an end. It just goes. And I think I'm supposed to cut this in half, and then it's gonna allow me to connect the inverter, because I believe this is also inverter ready. But I'm supposed to like break this in half, connect part of it to the inverter, and then I don't know what the other half is supposed to be going to. I think maybe a transfer switch, but yeah, I genuinely have no idea. All that will be shown in video once I uncover what the hell I'm supposed to do. This is kind of just like a fake wall that goes there, but you can see it says right there future inverter location and future charge controller location. So yeah, these are the cables I'm guessing that are going to be coming from the roof. I'm going to get on the roof now and I'm going to verify all that. I also just want to take a look at the roof to see what the quality is, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So it is wet and I don't want to die. So first thing, pull to remove. What is this? What are you? So it says plumbing / attic vent. Okay, so that's a vent of some sort. And this one says plumbing / attic vent. Okay, same thing. So cool. The die core looks like it's pretty well put together, honestly. Probably at some point, maybe in the next like 5-6 months, I'll reseal that. Oh, damn. That's crazy. It's got a little fan. This is where the vent, I should say. This is, I don't know what the hell this is. It says Dometic. What is this? Dometic. There's a big block that says Dometic. This is the wine guard. I know this right here is for the cellular booster, so it's supposed to boost cell reception. I don't know how well that works, but here we have only use Keystone authorized solar flex panels, cable parts or components. Yeah, screw off. This is the connections for the solar panels. So those are, I think those are the MC4 connections, but quite frankly, I can't close this. Pretty sure they reverse the polarity on these, so I'm gonna have to really test that. I gotta do more research on that, but I couldn't see any green cable on there, which is really frustrating. Keystone, I'm gonna see if I can scan that to get an idea, but it's not looking too hot, honestly. I'm here on the roof. It's very high, as you can see. So I got to figure out two things. One, what the hell this Dometic block thing is, because I don't think the AC, I know Dometic is a brand that makes like fridges and stuff, if I'm not mistaken, but the fridge is nowhere near here where it's at. And I also got to figure out the polarity issue with the solar ready, so on. So supposedly, a supposed solar ready. But yeah, stay tuned. My back's all wet now, but I'm gonna shower anyway, so I don't care. I'm gonna enjoy the view. The lights are on, so I can't really see the stars, but it is normally pitch black out here, so you can see the stars, which is really, really nice. But yeah, that's oh, I got a fly in my ear. Ugh. I'm gonna get down and hopefully not fall. If I don't upload this video, it's because I fell and died. But if you're seeing this, I didn't die. I didn't die.